You know that feeling, right? Waking up and your joints just creak like an old door. Or maybe it's that nagging ache in your knee after just a walk. Or fingers that just don't quite feel right.
Yeah, it's incredibly common.
And it's more than just, an inconvenience for millions of people around the world. It's really a daily battle against pain and stiffness.
That's right. We're talking about osteoarthritis. It's a condition causing chronic joint pain, stiffness, and, well, a gradual loss of movement over time.
Right.
And while lots of people think of it as something that only affects older adults, it actually can hit people of all ages.
That's a really important point.
Yeah. And traditionally, treatments have really focused mostly on just managing the pain or, in really severe cases, even replacing the joints altogether.
But today, we're doing one of our deep dives into some, really quite surprising new research. It's actually shifting how we understand osteoarthritis. We're trying to move beyond just the symptoms, looking at potential root causes, and focusing on something maybe a bit unexpected. Fatty acids.
Fatty acids, yeah. It sounds technical, but it's fascinating.
Exactly. So our mission today is to kind of uncover how our body's own chemistry might hold a key to new treatments. And crucially, what steps you can maybe take right now to help your joint health. So let's get into it.
Okay, let's start with the basics then. What are fatty acids?
Good question.
Simply put, they're the basic building blocks of the fats we eat and the fats in our bodies. They're essential for loads of things, like storing energy, building cell membranes, stuff like that.
Right, they're fundamental.
Absolutely. And they're constantly active inside us. Now, like you said, not all fats are, created equal. Some, like omega-3s, you probably heard of those, are known for being healthy, reducing inflammation.
Those are good guys.
Those are the ones we generally want more of, yeah.
And then there are the other types.
Well, yeah. While many fatty acids are essential, problems can start when certain ones are, let's say, present in excess, or maybe the body isn't managing them correctly.
Okay.
They can build up. And when they build up, they can actually cause harm.
And this is where it gets really interesting for our joints, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
What scientists have recently discovered is that in people with osteoarthritis, there seems to be this very specific imbalance. It's in how fatty acids are processed, particularly right inside the cartilage cells, the cells that cushion our joints.
The cushioning.
Yeah. So think of your joint cells as having these tiny internal engines that process fats.
Okay, like a little factory?
Kind of.
Yeah.
And when this metabolism, this processing gets disrupted, it's like those engines start sputtering or they get clogged up.
Right.
And this leads to a buildup of the, let's call them the wrong kinds of fats. And that buildup directly triggers inflammation and causes damage. It basically makes the osteoarthritis worse.
Wow. So it's not just what fats are there, but it's about how our body at a really tiny cellular level is actually equipped to handle them.
Precisely.
And this idea of cellular housekeeping, that's key, isn't it? Which brings us to this other player, right? A protein called SESN2.
Exactly. SESN2. You can think of it as the cell's natural housekeeper, or maybe a regulator.
Yeah, housekeeper. I like that.
Yeah, it helps sort things out. Its main job is to help cells manage stress, and really importantly for this conversation, clear out that harmful fat buildup we were just talking about.
Okay.
And this is where the really groundbreaking research comes in. There's a new study with some, really promising findings.
What did they find?
They did tests on mice that had osteoarthritis, and when they increased the levels of this SESN2 protein, they saw less joint damage, significantly less inflammation, and actually better mobility in the mice.
That is a powerful finding, seriously.
It really is.
So the implication is if we can somehow activate this natural housekeeper, SESN2, it's not just some abstract scientific thing. It could potentially mean, actually bringing back some spring in your step or flexibility in your fingers.
That's the hope.
Imagine treatments that aren't just masking the pain, but actually helping your body's own system to, heal itself from the inside out.
That's the revolutionary potential here. It's shifting the focus to addressing a core mechanism of the disease.
Yeah, it's fascinating how just one protein could potentially regulate such a fundamental process, something that affects literally millions of people.
It truly is. This kind of research is all about understanding that cellular environment, that internal housekeeping, and figuring out how we can gently nudge it back towards health.
Right.
But, while we're waiting for these exciting discoveries to potentially become new treatments down the line.
Which can take time.
Which does take time, yes. There are very practical, actionable things you can actually do today. for your joint health. You don't have to just sit back and wait.
Absolutely. Let's bridge that gap then. From the future breakthroughs to what you can do right now. First things first, diet strategies.
Makes sense.
We just mentioned omega-3s, right? It's worth saying again, try to increase your intake. These are those healthy fats you find in oily fish like salmon, sardines.
Flax seeds, walnuts.
Right. And they specifically help reduce inflammation throughout your body, including in your joints. They work on the pathways that actually lead to that inflammatory response.
And then there are the omega-6 fats.
Ah, yes, the other side of the coin.
Kind of. These are really common in things like vegetable oils, lots of processed foods. Now, it's important to be clear, omega-6s aren't inherently bad. They are essential, but only in small amounts.
Okay.
The issue really is the balance. When we consume way too many omega-6s compared to omega-3s, that imbalance can actually promote inflammation.
So it's about the ratio.
Exactly. The key isn't necessarily to eliminate omega-6s completely, but to really focus on balancing your intake, trying to lean more towards those anti-inflammatory omega-3s.
That makes a lot of sense. Balance is key. And another dietary powerhouse, maybe one people don't immediately connect to joints, is fiber.
Fiber, right. Tell us about that connection.
Well, increasing your fiber intake might not be the first thing you think of for joint pain, but a high fiber diet supports your healthy gut bacteria.
The gut microbiome link.
Exactly. And why does that matter for your joints? Because those gut bacteria can produce helpful substances, compounds that support your immune balance, and importantly, can help reduce inflammation body-wide.
So the gut influences inflammation everywhere, even the joints.
It seems so. It's just amazing how interconnected everything is, isn't it? Your gut health could actually impact how comfortable your knees feel.
It really is quite incredible. And beyond diet, we absolutely have to talk about the power of movement.
Oh, definitely. Crucial.
Think of your joints like, I don't know, a well-oiled machine.
Yeah.
If you let it just sit there, it starts to seize up, right?
Yeah, use it or lose it, kind of.
Pretty much. Gentle motion is like that daily lubrication. It keeps everything running more smoothly. So staying active, but through gentle movements, things like walking, swimming, yoga, is incredibly important.
It's not about pushing through pain, is it?
Not at all. It's about keeping joints flexible, keeping the muscles around them strong, which provides support. It's about consistent, gentle activity.
Okay. So as we kind of wrap up this deep dive, it feels clear that this research, the stuff on fatty acids and joint health, it's still developing.
It is, yeah. Early stages in some ways.
But it represents a really exciting new direction. What feels so promising is that it's focusing on potential root causes of osteoarthritis, not just, slapping a bandage on the symptom.
Exactly. The hope, the long-term vision, is that one day we might have treatments that could actually help regulate these fats within our joints, to potentially slow down or maybe even reverse some of the joint damage.
That would be incredible.
It's a powerful shift in thinking, moving from just managing pain to possibly restoring function.
And until that day comes, empowering yourself with knowledge is just so important. Looking after your diet, like we discussed, staying active gently, and just staying informed about new research like this. These are some of the best things you can do right now for your joint health.
Absolutely. It's all about being proactive, taking steps today.
Yeah.
And, this whole deep dive into how fatty acids work in our joints really highlights how much our diet can influence our body's internal housekeeping, right down at the cellular level.
It really does.
It could have raises a bigger question, maybe something for you to think about after listening. Considering this profound impact, what other common conditions might actually benefit from a closer look at something as fundamental as how we metabolize fats?
That's a great thought.
It's just fascinating how this seemingly small detail, the balance of fats, could have such a massive impact on a condition as widespread as osteoarthritis.
Really makes you think about the connections. And of course, we always have to add this important reminder. Please, always speak to your GP or another qualified health professional before you make any major changes to your diet or your treatment plan.
Essential advice. Always check first.